my beautiful childhood friend suddenly moved into my room. You might wonder why. My name is Adam Williams. I am just an average single office worker. But right now, I'm doing my best raising a child. The 3-year-old girl is active and sometimes a handful. Every day I was flitting back and forth between work, daycare, and home. You might wonder why I, a single man, am raising a child, and there is a big reason for that. The 3-year-old I'm raising now is my niece, Hannah. Her mother is my sister. However, my sister and her husband died in a traffic accident 6 months ago. My parents are elderly and often in and out of the hospital due to poor health. I thought of turning to my brother-in-law's family, but it seems they were not on good terms, so I couldn't rely on them. But I felt bad putting her into an institution, so I decided to raise her myself. Luckily, I have a decent income and a good amount of savings as a single man. On top of that, my workplace is flexible with hours, and my boss, who is also raising a child, fully supports me. I was told I could take time off if something happened, and even if I couldn't work for a while, I had enough money to live on. But raising a child is not so easy. Hannah, now 3, is starting to learn words and talk about various things. But because she's still developing her language skills, there are times when she can't express her feelings well. And I am not used to raising kids. I cut back my work hours and left Hannah at my parents' home or daycare during that time, but honestly, it was not sustainable. While Hannah is usually quiet when she's at my parents' house or daycare, as soon as we get home, she starts creating chaos, shouting, "I want juice, I want to play." If I scold her while she's throwing a tantrum, it only makes things worse. In the beginning, I had determined to raise Hannah, but after taking her in for a few months, I'll be honest, I was feeling down. Every time Hannah cried, I felt like she was saying that she'd be better off with her real family, and I was feeling pressured. Seeing me like this, my parents decided to help. They sent a housekeeper to help me out. They suggested I should take a little break. They probably felt bad for putting so much burden on me, considering they were in and out of the hospital. The house was a mess, and there were many times when I felt I needed a woman's touch. I was really grateful for my parents' thoughtfulness. So, today, the housekeeper was supposed to come. She's from a home cleaning service. When I saw the housekeeper who arrived, I almost screamed. And Mary, Adam, we both nearly scream in front of the entrance. Yes, the housekeeper who came today was my childhood friend. Her name is Mary. She used to live in my neighborhood, an incredibly beautiful girl, my first love. Mary was just so gorgeous in every way that there were many other boys who also had her as their first love. She had clear skin, beautiful long black hair, a figure that developed too well, and a calm smile. There's no way not to fall for her, and indeed she was extremely popular. By the time we were in the later grades of elementary school, there were love letters in her locker every day, and there was a legendary story about her receiving countless gifts on her birthday. When we got to middle school, the number of boys she turned down was countless, and I, who had been good friends with her since elementary school and often walked to school with her, was quite resented. But our relationship as good friends didn't last forever. Around middle school, she started being followed by a bad guy. Her parents decided they couldn't solve the problem and moved away with Mary when she graduated from middle school. We kept in touch for a while, but eventually we drifted apart, and that leads us to now. I'm surprised. I thought the name sounded familiar, but I didn't expect it to be you, Adam. No, I didn't expect you to be the one coming either. Apparently, Mary had received my information from the company, but now I'm not living at my parents' house, and this place is not near my childhood home. Moreover, Mary knew that I was pretty good at housework and used to help around the house, so she didn't think I'd need a housekeeping service. But once she saw the state of my house, Mary shrugged her shoulders. What happened here? The truth is, my sister passed away in a car accident, and I've taken it my niece. What? Mary used to come over to my house a lot when we were in elementary school. So she knew my sister, and offered me condolences. I'm so sorry for your loss. Hearing those words makes me a bit sentimental. I was trying to raise her well, though I know I can't replace my sister, but I've got my hands full taking care of her, and as you can see, don't be so hard on yourself. This is your first time raising a kid. If you have time to feel down, spend it with your niece. After saying this, Mary started to get busy. She opened the windows to let in fresh air, quickly put the laundry I'd taken off into the washing machine, and started tackling the dishes pile. She was like a wizard. When I picked up Hannah from the daycare and came back home, the house was unrecognizably clean, which even surprised Hannah. Our house is so shiny. Mary's work should be finished by the evening. I figured she would have left while I was at the daycare picking up Hannah. I felt I should have thanked her for her amazing work, and just as I thought that, "Oh, welcome back." From the kitchen, Mary poked her head out. She was wearing an apron, and her appearance was that of a typical wife. "Wait, Mary, weren't you done for the day?" "Yeah, I was, but I just couldn't leave it like this." "Oh, here's your key." I had left my key with Mary and asked her to leave it in my mailbox when she was finished. I didn't want to keep Mary until the time I picked up Hannah, but it seems like she stayed anyway, after notifying her company that she'd be going straight home. "Nice to meet you, Hannah. I'm sorry to bother you at home. My name is Mary. You must be surprised, right?" Mary squatted down to say hello to Hannah, but Hannah, perhaps a bit shy, clung tightly to my leg. Seeing this, Mary smiled and said, "It's a bit intimidating, isn't it?" and then looked at me. "Come on, wash your hands and gargle. I made dinner, so let's fill your tummy first." "But, aren't you off work?" "Yeah, I'm done, but I just wanted to help out personally. I hope you don't mind." Mary looked up at me, her head cocked to one side, and honestly, I couldn't resist her charm. In fact, I was quite pleased. I have joked about wanting to try Mary's cooking before I left to pick up Hannah, and it seems she had heard me. Of course, I can cook too, but there are times when you just want to eat someone else's homemade food. So, I decided to let myself enjoy Mary's hospitality today. Hannah was initially nervous, but the moment she tasted Mary's hamburger, she said, "Delicious, better than yours, Uncle," and was wolfing it down. In no time at all, she warmed up to Mary. It's a hard pill to swallow, but Mary's burger is dozens of times better than mine. I wonder how she manages to make such a juicy and fluffy hamburger. And she even shaped the burger into a bear to make it appealing to children. Seeing Hannah's delighted face, even though I felt a bit frustrated, it must have shown on my face. Since you, Adam, have been taking care of Hannah, I was able to focus on the cooking. That's why it's only natural that my cooking is better than yours. She said something like that. At that moment, I felt my heart, which had always been half-hearted about childcare, suddenly lighten. It's always like this. Mary knows just the right words to say when you need them. When I lost a fight in elementary school and was feeling down, Mary would comfort me, saying, "Is it really amazing to win a fight? I don't think so. You're just fine as you are, Adam." And when it looked like I wouldn't get into the college I wanted, she gently pushed me forward, saying, "It's not the end of the world if you don't get into that school. You'll have other opportunities at other schools, and if you stress too much, you might fail to seize even those you could have." Thanks to her, the pressure eased, and I was able to successfully pass the exam. But Mary moved away, and I haven't been able to return the favor. I was thinking about this while I was putting Hannah to bed. I'm a grown man, and I really wanted to do something